The Oklahoma City Bison have returned for Madden 24. On Madden 23, I took the Houston Texans and I cut everyone on the roster and I rebuilt from the ground up. Well, we are doing something very similar this year, where this time I have cut everyone on the New Orleans Saints and moved them to Oklahoma City to once again become the Oklahoma City Bison. Most of the players I have signed are under 65 overall. The only ones that are not under 65 overall are rookies for this season. Our starting quarterback for this season will be Jake Haener, at least for week 1, backed up by Carson Strong and Ian Book. The highest rated player on our team is rookie running back Kendre Miller at a 69 overall. He is backed up by Kennedy Brooks, Tyreek McAllister, and Tyon Evans. At wide receiver, we have A.T. Perry, Puka Williams Jr., Dylan Stoner, Jalen Moore, Jeff Cotton Jr., and Kirk Merritt. At tight end, we have Briley Moore, Chase Allen, and Dylan Stoner, not to be confused with wide receiver Dylan Stoner. The offensive line might be the weakest point of this team. Our best left tackle is a 61 overall Brandon Kemper. Then we have a 58 overall in Landon Young. At left guard, a 68 overall in Nick Saldiveri. I hope I'm saying his name right. Then we have Mark Evans backing him up. At center, we have Lamont Galliard, who is a 64 overall, Dawson Deaton, who's a 63, and Nick Ford is a 62. At right guard, a 62 overall in Tommy Kramer, and a 61 overall in Jared Hawker. And then at right tackle, we have a 65 overall in Jesse Davis, and a 63 in Avante Collins. Along the defensive line, we have Tim Ward at left end with a 64 overall, backed up by Jordan Brailford. At right end, we have Jalen Redmond, a former Oklahoma Sooner, and Jonah Tavai, a 62 overall right end. Defensive tackle will be a 67 overall Perion Winfrey. The only reason he's also above 65 overall, and I'm just now realizing that, is because he went to Oklahoma, so I felt like it was an alright signing. Then we have a 66 overall in John Pennicini, and another player over 65 overall. I honestly just did not catch that one, but I don't think 66 is going to matter too much. Then a 64 in Jack Heflin, and a 62 in Tyler Clark. At left outside linebacker, we have Clay Johnston at a 64 overall and a 62 overall Aaron Hansford. At middle linebackers, a 64 DeMarco Jackson and a 62 Javen White. Right outside linebacker will be a 62 overall Sterling Weatherford or a 62 overall Jacoby Stevens. At defensive back, we have 65 overall Isaiah Brown and 65 overall Javaris Davis, a 64 overall in Raleigh Texada, a 64 overall in Kerry Vincent, a 63 in Jordan Jones, and a 59 in Buki Radley Hiles. The only reason I brought in Buki Radley Hiles is because he did go to Oklahoma, not even gonna lie about that. At free safety, we have James Wiggins as a 65 overall, backed up by a 64 overall in Charles Washington, and at strong safety, a 64 overall in Ben DeLuca or a 64 overall in Armani Watts. Our kicker will be Christopher Dunn, a rookie out of North Carolina State, and our punter will be Michael Turk, a former Oklahoma Sooner who is a rookie punter. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the first season or two of this rebuild will be a very tough thing to watch. I don't expect this team to win a lot of games. One more side note I want to add is I will not be playing any of these games. This will be a slow simulation franchise, just like last year's Oklahoma City Bison franchise was. We do have a new feature here in Madden 24 though, and that is training camp, so we can play some mini games to improve our players before we start the season. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys that I am not very good at most of these. I think I'm decent at the rushing attack one. We'll figure that out here in just a second. I don't know how many of these I'm actually gonna do. I may just stick to the rushing attack for at least this year. We will be using running back Kendre Miller, so let's see what kind of stats we can get with this. And that was not a great block, but we're still gonna break it for a touchdown. Honestly, this drill is not too ridiculously hard. You just kind of follow your blocks here and then just bounce it to the outside, and it's almost a touchdown every single time. So far, we're at 2 in a row, and now we'll toss this one to the outside. We'll wait for our block here, and now off to the races inside the 5 and another touchdown. I'm honestly really hoping that Kendre Miller is a pretty big part of this offense just because he is our highest rated player here, and we should be able to get him up to a star depth trade if we can get the gold badge on this drill. And so far, we're off to a pretty solid start. We'll get another good block. Luckily for us, our defensive players are also not very good, so Miller has a massive advantage here as we are going to run this one to the outside, and now off to the races yet again, and another touchdown. We still have 25 seconds to go here, so we'll get another handoff and go to the outside, inside the 10, 5, and yet another score. I don't really like this play because it wants us to follow our tight end right up the middle and will bounce this one to the outside and now just outrun the defense. I think that was probably our closest call yet, and we're at least up to a silver badge now. So another handoff to Kendre Miller, and he is gone again. Yeah, this drill to me is probably the easiest one out of all of the drills here, and Miller is once again going to break this, and we need to break a touchdown on this one here yet again to get the gold badge. We'll get a solid block, and we are gone. So we have the gold badge now. Maybe I was wrong. I thought we got a dev trait upgrade. I don't know why I thought that, but we do get one automatic skill point. Using that upgrade point that we got for Kendre Miller, he gets +1 to acceleration, 1 to awareness, 1 to carrying, and 1 to spin move. We will jump into the first game here of the preseason, but that is the only one we're going to watch, and we pretty much have our 53-man roster set, barring any huge injuries. The Bison will take the field first. Haener will line up under center from the 25-yard line. He'll take the snap, hand off to Kendre Miller to the outside, and Miller with a first down run and a lot more all the way to about the 50-yard line. Well, that's definitely a good start for this team that is not expected to be very good. On the next play, we go right back to Miller up the middle, and he'll get into Kansas City territory, brought down to the 44. I would like to see Haener throw a ball, though, from the 44-yard line. Back in shotgun, we will see a pass play. Haener dropping farther back, now throwing back across the field, and that will fall incomplete. He'll take the snap and looks to pass. Standing back in the pocket, dropping farther back, now rolling out to the outside. Is Haener just going to take off? Yes, he will finally, but get brought down. He should have taken off way sooner than that. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will come out at the 6-yard line to start their first drive here of the preseason. He lines up under center, will drop back to pass. Now rolling out to the outside, throws on the run deep downfield, and that is caught along the sideline all the way to the 38-yard line. I thought we may have had him back there for a safety, but obviously not. Mahomes comes back in shotgun for the next play. It's a handoff to Pacheco to the outside, and he is brought down quickly. From the 40-yard line now, it's 2nd and 7. Mahomes is back in shotgun. He takes the snap and looks to pass. He goes deep over the middle, and that is caught for the first down. Now a couple plays later, the Chiefs face a 3rd and 6. Mahomes is back in shotgun. He drops back to pass from the 39-yard line. He's under pressure, throws on the run, and finds his man for the first down. A 6-yard run from Pacheco on the next play brings up a 2nd and 4. Mahomes is back in shotgun now. From the 25-yard line, a quick throw to the outside is caught for the first down, and he will fight his way forward and brought down to the 15. Pacheco is the running back. He'll take the snap and go downfield. That's caught and knocked out of Travis Kelce's hands. A big hit. Sorry, I don't know who forced the incomplete pass yet. I do not have these players' numbers down just yet. From the 15-yard line still, Mahomes will take the snap and looks to pass. He rolls out to the outside, and Mahomes is just going to take off inside the 10-5 and walk. Never mind, dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. We will watch one more drive here of the preseason. Haener will come out under center from the 25-yard line. He takes the snap as a handoff to Miller up the middle, and he'll get brought down for a 3-yard play. That brings up a 2nd and 7 now. Haener is back in shotgun still. He'll take the snap and looks to pass. Under pressure, getting sacked on the play all the way back at the 21-yard line, and I believe Chris Jones got the sack, but he's also injured. That could be a huge loss for Kansas City, and this is possibly the last play of the preseason we will watch. It's 3rd and 14. Haener will drop back to pass. He throws over the middle. That is caught by, I believe, McAllister for a gain of about 9 yards. With that, we jump to the end of the first preseason game, and like I said, the only preseason game we will be watching. The final score today was 30-9. That will wrap up the introduction for this year's Oklahoma City Bison Relocation franchise. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you for week 1 in the next episode.